Hey guys, before the video starts, I would really appreciate if you could drop a like and hit that subscribe button too. I put a lot of work into these videos, so every bit of support really helps out. When I started making these YouTube videos, I started with some map history, then I moved on to talking about players. I really didn't expect my channel to go anywhere, but it's obvious that people love devouring Osu content. So I have decided that's what I'm going to keep doing. The person in today's video is a person that has helped me many times with videos, and other things like getting replays, helped me do research, and giving me ideas. At this point in time, I really consider him to be a good friend of mine. Besides being a friend, he's actually a really interesting player, and he's quite well known among other Osu players. I would say he's in the upper echelon and knows a lot of people, so I always find it crazy that he has time to help me. Anyways, enough rambling. Today's player is Checha. That's right, the dude from that other video who has -2 SS's, he's been around a while, and there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. To start things off, let's just go over some of the stuff you'd be greeted with when visiting his profile. Our dear friend Checha is from the country of Brazil, a country with a lot of good players. He joined the game on May 5th, 2017. Right now, he's globally ranked top 3,000 and currently ranked 94 in his country. Besides his rank and the -2 SS's he has, you'll notice that he has over 4,500 silver SS's. That's a pretty high number, but nothing too spectacular when compared to the SS farmers we've seen in my other videos. Now, the next thing you might notice about Checha is that his overall accuracy is 100%. That's right, 100%. This dude has managed to get top 3,000 in the world while only getting SS's. That makes you wonder what kind of crazy scores he would have if he didn't only have SS's in his top plays. Anyways, a few other things that are interesting. Checha says that he likes old maps, so that's pretty cool. Also, it might not be a surprise to see this, but Checha's a mouse player. I don't understand why so many of the SS players are mouse players, but it makes for an interesting dynamic that I will probably never understand. So, I hear you asking, is Checha the highest ranked player with 100% accuracy? Well, kinda, sorta, maybe. There is one other player that is a 3-digit named Raniemi, who also has 100% profile accuracy, but she's inactive and doesn't play on Banjo anymore. So, in terms of active players, yeah, Checha is indeed the highest ranked player with 100 accuracy. With that in mind, let's go into more detail about him and why I think he should be more well known. As always, the first part I'm actually going to go over is his equipment. Like I said earlier, he's a mouse player, and his mouse of choice when it comes to this is the Logitech G403 at 1000 DPI and 1x sensitivity. He also has an Acer monitor that is 144Hz and a really big mouse pad, and that's all I'm really going to cover for this. If you want to know more about it, he has it on his profile and you can check that out. Alright, so one of the craziest things I've noticed about Checha, this dude is like an Osu encyclopedia. Anything I ask him about, he knows it. And if he doesn't, then he knows the exact keywords he needs to Google to find it out. Like, literally anything. It's ridiculous. I do a lot of research, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it. But the speed and accuracy of Checha is something else. It's almost like he's been around since the beginning, because he knows so much of the history and stories about Osu. On top of all his knowledge, I swear he literally knows everybody who plays this game. It's actually crazy. The best part about all of this though, he's super friendly. I've never had a negative experience with him, even once. You can usually find him watching Osu streamers on Twitch while he's playing at the same time. He enjoys supporting others, and it really shows. For example, one day Checha had an idea for a video, and I decided to do it, so I started a multi-lobby with him and invited other people like Zalaria Sleeptiner, and I wanted to play a multi with other SS players with the win condition set to accuracy. Cool video idea, right? After like 15 minutes or so, the lobby was filled up with other SS farmers. Literally everybody in there knew Checha. It was honestly ridiculous how fast those guys got the lobby filled up. Now, this is more understandable because it's similar to what he does, so of course he would know a lot of people that fit into the SS farmer group of people, but it still baffled me, like just how many people showed up because of his invite. At one point we even had Zazuma in the lobby, and the whole time everybody was so friendly with each other, but most of that happened because of Checha. I could sit here and talk about a bunch of times that he's just surprised me, whether his knowledge, the amount of people he knows, or just how freaking friendly he is. Anyways, I want to move on to how Checha got where he did. So, going through his top plays, you can see all of them use hidden, and the majority of them are DT plays. There are some hidden hard rock plays mixed in, but the majority are definitely DT scores. Now, you might just be quick to write him off as a DT farmer, but that would be a mistake. He has quite a few 3-mod scores, which are honestly impressive. Sure, the last few years we've seen the rise of people that can read 3-mod and play it really well, but to SS these maps with OD11 is an extremely difficult task. Checha has never been deterred though. After seeing the profile of SS or Quit, that was what made him strive to get 100% profile accuracy, and I'm glad to say that he accomplished it. Anyways, when he's setting these plays, it's very rare to see him use the perfect mod. It seems that people who farm for SSs never use it because it makes feedback hard to understand, because it just instantly restarts after you mess up. While he does enjoy playing for fun, he doesn't allow himself to submit any scores that would give him PP unless they're an SS. So I really wonder what his true potential is. Despite not submitting some of these scores, he has an all-around good skill set. I've played in some multi-lobbies with him. He can keep up with other players, despite whatever we play. He also has a knack for low AR, especially hidden low AR. This goes back to earlier when I said that he enjoys old maps. So he's good at high AR and low AR, something that's not super common. Checha is all around an amazing player, and he has monster accuracy. So let's get into some of his progression throughout his time playing. I have a graph here that I got from this Osu Track website. You can see that around May 2018, he was setting scores in the 100 to 200 PP range. As you can see by the legend at the bottom of the graph, these plays were all sorts of ranking grades, not just SS's. He set his first 200 PP play just short of a year after starting the game. This would be sometime in June 2018. I want to note that if you go to his profile and his About Me section, he has his accomplishments and the dates that they happened. Some of these early accomplishments might not line up with this website since there were PP changes that happened. Anyways, this is pretty standard improvement, I guess. Nothing was really special about him yet. Sometime around February of 2019, he started achieving a lot of SS scores. This would just be the start of his journey. So, Checha decided in 2019 that he wanted to be a high accuracy player. He didn't have it in his mind that he would ever hit 100% accuracy, he just wanted to have high accuracy. So, if you didn't know, your overall profile accuracy is determined by averaging all the accuracy from your top 100 scores, and it involves some weighting, just like the PP does, but it pretty much averages all of your accuracies. So, overwriting all of his top 100 scores with SS's seemed impossible. So for now, he would just focus on getting as many SS's as he could without putting too much thought into it. This would honestly work in his favor and help him start dealing with his nerves a lot better. Throughout this time, he would still sometimes get scores that weren't SS's. As 2020 rolled around though, Checha had a friend who jokingly told him to go for 100% profile accuracy. He thought it would be pretty cool, so why not? To be exact, it was March 2020 when he started only playing for SS's in his top plays. Looking at this graph of his plays here, you can see around this time all of them become blue triangles, which means it's a hidden SS. If we back up slightly to January 2020, this would be when he got his first 400 PP play on the map Base Slut. Only 5 months after deciding to start going for 100% profile lack, Checha would achieve just that. The day was August 10th, 2020. Checha was in a call with his friend that goes by Shyam. Checha knew he was close to 100% act, but he didn't know he only needed to fix one of his long-standing S ranks, Cold Green Eyes. So he jokingly told his friend, "The chance of you passing We Love Llama is the same as me fixing Cold Green Eyes." Well, only 10 minutes later, he had done it. He SS'd Cold Green Eyes and finally achieved 100% accuracy. It was a milestone he never thought he would reach, but he did it. That was it. He finally accomplished his main goal. You know the saying though, folks. With great power comes great responsibility. While seeing Checha's accuracy is pretty blessed, it's also a curse. Since that time, he's only allowed himself to submit SS's for scores in his top 100. Just imagine how many times he has a good run on a map and it ends because he got a single 100. This must really suck for him. Regardless of whether he can submit plays or not, he still finds ways to improve. In October 2020, Checha would enter the global top 5,000. 2 months later in December, he would set his first 500 PP play on Guess Who Is Back. In the same month, he would get his currently highest play on Padoru. While it's easy to write him off as a farmer, you have to remember that he's really farming for SS's. I'd like to mention that he has a UR record of 48, which is honestly pretty crazy. It would be very advantageous to call him a one-trick or say that what he's doing is easy. I definitely see Checha continuing to improve and keep getting better at this game. Before you know it, he'll catch up and even surpass Raniemi, the highest ranked 100% ACK player. Now that we know how he came to this goal and some of his progression, let's look at some of his inspirations. Like I said before, Checha has a lot of information on his profile, so feel free to stop by anytime and look through it. Like I said, I'm going to go through his inspiration section and what he has to say about them. This gives us some more insight on Checha and what inspired him. The first person Checha has listed on his inspirations is G-Man. G-Man was one of the first people I met while playing Osu, and he was the person that really inspired me to improve my accuracy. I'll never forget the multis we played. Thanks for making me stay with mouse. G-Man set insane speed scores with really high accuracy. He's a speed demon. Hopefully I can match your scores one day. Next up is SS or Quit. Another one of my huge inspirations that made me want to get 100% accuracy. I always wanted to have a profile similar to his. Happy to see him back in the game. Thanks for the inspiration. His next one is Rani, which refers to Raniemi. Rani set insane SS scores and maintained her accuracy at 100%. This motivated me to try the same thing by setting decent scores with really high accuracy. She set scores that hopefully one day I can match. Zalaria. Zalaria was one of the people that taught me to not give up and that you can get a score if you really put your mind to it. I also took a page out of her book and decided to make all my golden SS's into silver SS's. Hopefully one day I can match some of your scores. And the last one is Mouse Easy. Mouse Easy, where do I begin with this one? He was the first Osu streamer that I started watching, and he has proved time and time again that Mouse can anything. Just by watching him set his insane plays, it motivates me to carry on playing this game and staying with Mouse. Let's see if one day I'll get anywhere close to your scores. Well, with all of that done and said, this is going to be the end of the video. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And I hope to see you in the next one.